America, welcome to another edition of the Flex Zone. I am Andre. Next to me is the co-founder of this great show, Crevonte.
Hey, you introduced me. Whoa! You something different tonight. I don't know what's going on. You a little different tonight. But, like he said, co-founder and senior producer of the Flex Zone, Crevonte Hurd, CREVONTE
As you can see on the lower third beneath me, I am the Black American Dream. Of course, but most importantly, we need you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel, put in the Flex Zone Podcast, and we are what?
The first one.
Instagram, Twitter at the Flex Zone 1, and then Facebook, the Flex Zone. But if you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Again, I want to stretch this out and make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please help us out, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, please, absolutely. 200, our 200th episode of the Flex Zone is coming up. I'm trying to get 200 subscribers by 200. Need you guys' help.
200. But we want to exceed that, of course. But you guys are here for the topic, and we're going to give it to you guys. Comment, let us know what you think. We want to ask, was the Nike campaign more beneficial to the NFL or to Colin Kaepernick?
More beneficial.
Now you sound like you in church. When the preacher starts going,
because they got you thinking. This is something to think about. I think the obvious answer would be Colin Kaepernick, definitely right now. But I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. Number one, the number one brand in the world, especially the number one brand right now, is Nike, and they signed a huge deal to sponsor all the jerseys for all the NFL teams. So I think this is huge for the NFL, as far as sponsorships are concerned, and good and quality for the jerseys. And I think more so a knock, not really a knock against Colin Kaepernick, but maybe later on in life, Colin Kaepernick will possibly we'll think about, because obviously these are prime years that he's missing out on being basically, in so many words, being a politician, that maybe these are years that he could have still been playing football. Not to say that the cause is a great, because the cause is a just one, but maybe he'll think a little bit later, like, man, maybe I could have played a couple more downs, a couple more years if I didn't do what I did.
Well, let me address some points. So, when you talk about the NFL, so the current deal that they had expired in 2020, and recently they had re-upped it for another 8 years. So the NFL is signed with Nike till 2028, and I think that this campaign is more beneficial to Colin Kaepernick. Yes, I do hear what you're saying about Colin Kaepernick and him losing primal years, but him losing primal years reminds me of Muhammad Ali, when Ali lost prime years because of his stance with the Vietnam War. Now, as we can all see, Ali beat his case, and he beat the U.S. government, something which was never heard of ever in life. Colin Kaepernick has a chance to be something bigger than just football. Yes, this is the game that he loves, but then there's also life afterwards.
Sure.
And you see the effects of what he's doing with the activism, his stance on social justice, and he was bringing the fact that he brought that awareness to the NFL, because, I mean, in previous cases, like with in the NBA with Trayvon Martin, you saw what, and Eric Gardner, you saw what the NBA was doing with the T-shirts, the pictures that they had posted, the effects with the WNBA. So it was like it was a trickle effect.
Sure.
You didn't really see that in the NFL too much. And then whatever happened, I can't remember the two Rams players, but it was a situation that had happened when the Rams were in St. Louis, and you remember the brothers, and they had their protests, and then the NFL gave them a flag. I was like, come on, man. So this was the first time that we seen a guy be able be willing to take a stand in the NFL, and he was not backing away from it. So for me, this all comes full circle. The fact that Kaepernick is official now, that Kaepernick, the NFL tried to not take this to court, but the court ruling is like, no, this is going to court. That Colin Kaepernick has a chance to really win his case against the NFL, and for them to now have to kind of they have to kind of work with Colin Kaepernick because he's one of the faces now of Nike. I think this whole thing to me just comes full circle, and it's a victory for Colin Kaepernick. I think it's a win for him, and I think it's a loss for the NFL.
Well, no matter how you look at it, it's definitely a win for Colin Kaepernick. But I think, to one of your points, didn't Muhammad Ali still fight?
Yes,
after he won his case?
So he lucked up and he was still able to have another shot at being a boxer and then winning the World Heavyweight Championship during that time. Colin Kaepernick.
I think that Colin Kaepernick's time is done.
It's over.
Football, like there's no more football left. I think that's the biggest difference between Muhammad Ali and Colin Kaepernick. Muhammad Ali was able to go back to the sport that he loved, had a passion for, and that kept him going. I'm sure that kept him going through his process with his fight against the government. Now, see, while Colin Kaepernick is fighting the government in a similar sense, there's no way he's not coming back to football. There's no more football after this. And I think that as an athlete and as somebody who's made it to the highest level, he's been playing football his whole life, I'm sure. For him to give this up, to go down this road, I'm sure it's tough. I'm sure he thinks about it every day. And I think this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt him later on in life. I think, don't get me wrong, it's still just. I get it. I completely get what you're saying. But he's not going back. I can't stress that point enough. He's not coming back.
But the minute he opted out of his contract, I believe that's when I think heading into that decision, he knew it was going to be over for him.
I mean, you always take the pros and the cons, but sitting down and honestly thinking about it, like, dang, I get it. Like, what I'm standing for is just, and this is for my people. This is for my culture. But I'm not going to be able to play the sport I love anymore after this. I'm sure he thought about that initially. And don't get me wrong, I don't think he will actually go back. He wouldn't go back and change anything because he is very, very successful. Like, he's going to go down as one of the biggest icons, not even just in sports. I mean, period, especially for our community. But he's not going to be able to play this game anymore. I think that's going to hurt him, later on when he has kids, his grandchildren. One of them may ask, Grandpa, would you change anything? Because we know how much you loved football and what you stood for.
And you guys, let us know. Chime in, please. Let us know. The question is, was the Nike campaign more beneficial to the NFL or to Colin Kaepernick? I mean, you have a lot of these guys out here now who who are burning jerseys, ripping up Nike gear.
I bet you they won't burn these. I bet you they won't burn these.
They're not.
Not their favorite NFL teams that they've known, that their fathers, their uncles, and all of them have loved forever. I bet you they won't burn these.
And I want to do like I do on the Flex Zone. Yeah, make sure that you zoom that camera in on because let's just make it crystal clear. The NFL. I mean, not the NFL. Nike does not give a damn if you burn a jersey, if you cut up, cut up some sides. You
bought it already.
It don't matter. They got their money, so they laughing at you.
But
with your dumb.
But listen. In the same sense, the NFL won't care either.
No.
In the same sense, the NFL won't give a damn either.
Because you still gonna watch the product,
and you still gonna wear these jerseys every Sunday. You gonna go to the bar. You gonna take up all their deals, and you gonna wear your goofy team colors and jerseys.
So while you sit up there watching Fox News talking about all lives matter, having your lawnmower,
your lawnmower twos on,
drinking your Bush beer, They really don't care. Another thing, I mean, I love social media. Some of these posts that I've seen, when one to me that hit home was that said, instead of throwing away your Nike gear, give it to one of the millions of homeless veterans you pretend to care about.
And the NFL, that's they stand on that. They're veterans.
A conversation I was having with AJ earlier was just about these. They talk so much about caring for the veterans, and people are burning these their jerseys and everything.
It's
but
goofy.
I mean, what But the thing is, he was doing this stuff before the game. So a lot of the times the arguments would be tailored to, he's I don't want to see that during the game. It never happened during the game. So that's
it's goofy.
It was just goofy. It was always a reason as to why.
But it was always weak.
Yeah, or it was during the anthem and it was disrespectful to the veterans. But you talk all this stuff about veterans, but I don't see anybody out here putting policies in place to make sure that veterans are good, making sure that they have great health care, and the fact that they have homes when they come home from war or whenever they're done doing serving their country due diligence.
It's goofy.
Let me bring this up before we close out.
Here we go.
Nike has Kaepernick as one of the faces of their brand, but then when you think about Under Armour with Steph Curry, think about Puma with Jay-Z, you think about Adidas with some of the rappers that they have, so what brand are these right wingers going to support? Because all these people support Colin Kaepernick. The music you listen to, they support Kaepernick. Even put Kaepernick in their songs, that you could see with the one Madden song.
Oh, Big Bangs. YG. Yeah. That was goofy. that was goofy in its own sense. Like, we could probably do a whole nother show on that. But all your top dogs of the brands that you ran down all support this brother, just like you said. So now what? Now Steph Curry supports Colin Kaepernick. What's y'all gonna burn some Under Armour stuff? Y'all wouldn't dare. Not the quality of that material. You're goofy. You're just not gonna do it. So I mean,
well, would this have worked for another athlete? I mean, to like if he had went somewhere else, if he had went to Adidas, if he had went to Puma, would this have the same splash with Kaepernick, or could you see another athlete having this type of impact signing to a brand the way that like Kaepernick's really had a splash with the Nike brand?
That's tough. Well, okay, let's take this one at a time. I think this was the best brand to do it with, Nike, with the legacy and the heavy hitters that they have on their team. I think this was the best brand to stand on, to have you back in, because you're going against the grain. You're going against the current. You need to have your own machine to go against the machine. You know what I'm saying? And as far as athletes, I mean, if you're willing to go against the government or what your league is standing for, and if you're honestly willing to give up the sacrifice to stand for what you believe in, I don't know if if another athlete was willing to do that, sure, but I don't see any other, especially like in other sports like basketball. I don't see anybody doing that, because basketball is like a more friendly league, and the NFL is like, it could get real. Like with the PAs, the players and players versus GMs. I mean, owners. It gets like that. So it's like, am I gonna go against this machine? Am I really willing to risk it all? I don't know if I could see another athlete do what Colin Kaepernick is doing, because it's a hell of a step, man.
And if you guys get a please, if you haven't already, see the ad. I mean, it's very inspiring. You have the skateboarder. You have the wrestler with no legs. You have the football player with the one arm. I mean, it's you see LeBron's story and where he came from. You see Serena Williams and where she came from.
And you know another point with that ad, they're covering all the sports. They have somebody prominent in all those sports that's doing it, which makes sense because it's just doing 30th anniversary of the campaign. In some way, shape, or form, they all sacrifice something. Mm-hmm. They all was able to sacrifice something, but still being able to be prominent in their sport and dominate.
Well, again, comment, let us know what you guys think. But this is In Between the Zone. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss what's up next.
Hey guys, this is Crevonte Hurd here. I am the senior producer and co-founder of The Flex Zone. Follow me, Crevonte Hurd, at CREVONTEHURDE. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Crevonte_Hurd. I am the voice of reason on the show. I point out all goofiness when I see it, and trust me, there is a lot of it. Check us out.
Hey, they're right. Come on, man.
Get out of here. That's what I'm going to do. The goofiness. There it goes.
Alright, we're back, America. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Put in the Flex Zone podcast, and we are
the first one.
If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at theflexzone1. I am Andre, the Black American Dream on IG. This is my brother Crevonte.
Crevonte Hurd, co-founder and senior producer of The Flex Zone, CREVONTEHURDE, Facebook, Twitter, Crevonte_Hurd on Instagram, right around there somewhere.
And he didn't have to pull out one of his goofy cards. See?
Oh no, I'm waiting for you. You've been chill this episode.
I'm turning over a new leaf.
You lying. Stop. Don't do this.
Never.
Don't lie to the people again. That's what he does to y'all. He lies. He lies a lot.
America, comment. What do you think I would really lie?
Come on, please. Be truthful, America. I know y'all got Uno cards in your house. Come on.
And they know I will bust all of them.
Oh my gosh, please.
You guys came here for the show topic, and this is what we're going to bring you. LeBron James has the show, The Shop. And what we want to ask you guys is The Shop a good idea or a bad idea for athletes to be so open in their conversations?
What? Is that how? Tell me how that could be a bad thing. Because that's what we want from our athletes. We want the realness and we want them to be open. That's what we all want. But then you know what happens with the media. They backlash them. It's some type of backlash.
So there you answered the question then, because right there.
But it's different because that's LeBron's show. This is not the open media. That's LeBron's show.
It's his show. But okay, what about those people out there who say things like, LeBron, you have to shut up and dribble? They don't want to hear what LeBron James has to say.
It's not about what people tell him. It's about what he does.
Well, LeBron is going
he said, "Shut up and dribble." I got something for your shut up and dribble. I'm gonna make a whole show, and I'm gonna bring the best athletes out to talk about some real stuff, some real barbershop stuff.
Not only did he bring out the athletes, he brought out entertainers.
Right,
he brought them all together.
Which also is bringing different groups of people
and side note,
viewers.
And side note, LeBron is actually working on a documentary called "Shut Up and Dribble."
Beautiful. You see that plug? Beautiful. Love it.
But you said a plug like I'm on LeBron's team.
Hey, listen, that's not a bad thing to be on right now.
Trust me. Trust me. I had my witness shirt on the other day, so we already know.
Listen, man, because we about to get these things. Had a whole Nike get up.
Look, I support the king, as you can see every Monday at 10 p.m. on WBGR. Yes, the Flex Zone.
There you go.
It's our show.
That's what I was waiting for. No, it's not. It's not the plug the show. It's about you supporting LeBron's as hard as you do. It's different. It's goofy.
We can explain.
Because y'all, if for my viewers that know, y'all know how goofy it is, and those of you who don't know, check us out, please. It's very, very goofy.
LeBron is the king, but nevertheless, no, I mean, it can be a bad idea for like we just did the Kaepernick
Sure.
Topic, and
I was playing devil's advocate, and it looks like you're about to do this here
because I mean it all ties in because. Do a lot of us hope that our athletes can be open and we support some guys who are just flat out say what they want, flamboyant? I mean, I give examples of people like Terrell Owens, Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor. You may hate them for being so open and telling you that like they're the best, and they flat out don't even care whether you like their statements or not. But it's kind of contained to a degree because that's just pertaining to the particular sport that they're in. But with this type of show that LeBron has brought forth with The Shop, it is a different conversation because the athletes aren't just tailored to their realm. They're tailored to what comes with that fame, that fortune, their superstardom. And they're saying that it can be a lot to handle that you guys as fans sometimes feel entitled to certain things, and as I'm still a human being at the end of the day, I'm just one man or I'm just one woman who
that doesn't sound genuine to me. I don't know. It doesn't sound genuine to me. Like, and I'm using one of y'all, goofy realms that y'all like to partake in. Wrestling. I feel like those aren't real people. Those are entertainers. It's a facade. Like they're doing this for entertainment purposes. That is not entertainment purposes. That's just, let's talk about some real stuff that's going on in our communities. Like, you think sports is going to be the only thing they talk about?
Okay. All right. So then let me again play devil's advocate. Colin Kaepernick.
Sure.
When he knelt, it was during the pregame, during the national anthem. Has nothing to do with what took place on the field.
Absolutely.
Yet, what do a lot of people do? They say that, we don't want nobody to kneel during the anthem. We don't want somebody doing that because it's distracting for the game. It didn't happen during the game.
Sure.
And there have been people who have sat down. There have been people who have kneeled. It just happened to bring attention when Colin Kaepernick did it. And he had been doing it for a couple weeks before it actually even got noticed.
Sure.
Yet there are people out there who don't want to see that type of thoughts and actions from our athletes. They'd rather you just go ahead and play the game. You shut up. You do your job, and then you go. Because the people want to be entertained. A lot of people.
Check this out. For the people that don't want to see that, they don't have to watch HBO. They don't have to watch it. It's not like it's it's a sport. It's not like it's the Super Bowl or it's a regular Sunday night. You don't have to watch Fox or CBS or none of these networks that play football.
I got news for you. You don't have to watch the NFL. You don't have to watch the NBA.
But the NFL has been a staple for in a lot of families. Like there's football goes through generations of people. Okay. HBO is a premium cable channel. Okay, there's nothing passed on from HBO to HBO through generations. Like people watch football because their fathers watch it, their uncles watch it, and it passed through and it goes through. HBO is a channel. They don't have to watch that.
I get what you're saying.
But football can be instilled in you. HBO is not instilled in you.
I get what you're saying. But a lot of people, just the same way you feel that you say that about HBO, you don't have to watch the NFL. You don't have to watch the NBA.
Hey, listen.
You don't have to watch any of this. But yet, again, that's how some people feel about athletes. That they feel like they're entitled to tell these athletes what they should or should not do. And I like the show because of the not only are you bringing athletes and other entertainers together, like such as Snoop Dogg. Absolutely. You're having a different culture realm in there, such as the somebody like Jon Stewart. You have comedians in there. You have artists in there. You have, so it's like Vince Staples. You have Gerard Carmichael. You have the woman perspective with Candace Parker.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have LeBron's best friend and business partner in Maverick Carter. You have LeBron. So I mean, it's all these different dynamics. Odell Beckham, Michael Bennett. So I mean, even Draymond Green. So like,
and that's crazy. I think that's the craziest one of them all. Saying that they've gone head to head in so many NBA finals, but
they're business partners as well.
But that's what I'm saying. It goes deeper than sports, which is what I love. I love most about it, because all those haters that want to go against what Kaepernick and what he stood for. It's not a football thing. This is everything.
Again, we wanna ask your thoughts about the show, The Shop. Is it a good idea or bad idea for athletes to be so open on a platform such as The Shop?
Beautiful idea, because I think another thing, we claim we know these athletes. I think in this form, this is the best way for us to get to know these athletes and what they actually think on certain topics.
One aspect that we talked about Ali earlier, and on the show it did get brought up in comparison of LeBron and Ali, and the fact that LeBron changed when the Trayvon Martin incident happened, and a lot of people were saying like how LeBron. They compared him with Ali because LeBron was willing to take that role on to take on the challenges of social injustice. Do you feel like that's a fair comparison with LeBron? We talked about it with Kaepernick, but do you feel like you could see that LeBron has some LeBron could be compared to Ali in that aspect?
I think you always got to tread cautiously when you're talking about those type of icons, the Muhammad Ali's and things like that. I think you can say it's fair, but then when we turn around and say Colin Kaepernick, I don't know. I think it's a little bit different because, well, number one, it's LeBron James has had a lot more security than Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was in boxing. That's an individual sport. LeBron James is the man of the NBA, a more how can I say outgoing, friendly league to be in, that he was the greatest in, or at least the greatest at the time. I think nonetheless he stood for something he believed in, and he did take a sacrifice. But I feel like the sacrifice wasn't to the degree of a Muhammad Ali, or Colin Kaepernick in that manner. So I guess in that sense, it's probably not fair to call for that particular comparison. But LeBron is an icon in his own right.
I mean, to me, I think Kaepernick and Ali is more of a fair comparison when, as we broke it down in the first question. With LeBron and Ali, it may not be to the same degree.
Not the same.
But
not the same degree.
LeBron did lose a lot of followers. He lost a lot of fans. He did take a backlash, but he was willing to be like, okay, this is as a league, this is what we're going to do. And LeBron, by him being the man in the league, people are going to follow, the things that LeBron does. So with the "I Can't Breathe" shirts, when Trayvon Martin happened, and he had it happened right in Florida, so he had the heat, and they took the pictures with the hoodies. For LeBron to be able to do the work that he's doing with the school. So I think that in some aspects is fair. Sure. It may not be to the degree of Colin Kaepernick, where Colin Kaepernick lost his livelihood, but he found a passion in another realm, and his cause was bigger than when he was on the field. So I like the fact that this is the type of show where the athletes can really dive into various topics. I mean, they were able to talk about things such as fanship. They were talking about the media, having children, expectations from people. They talked about retirement. I mean, it was
they talking about real life stuff.
Yeah,
and this is from a whole different perspective. Like we will never understand, from their standpoint and their status. We will never understand how they look at money, how they look at kids, how they look at their financials, how they look at people in their group.
Well, wait. I don't know about you saying never because
I'm not saying never ever. I'm saying now, right now.
Oh, okay. Because I'm about to say we all know I'm going to be the A-lister.
There you go. It don't take him long, guys. He shows his true colors at some point. It doesn't take him long.
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hollywood persona. You already know.
Yep.
But in the aspect though, I mean, I do like it though that you have this and the fact that it's not just athletes, but it's also entertainers, and like I said, you're bringing so many worlds together.
Which means he's bringing all those viewers as well.
I mean, back to a point that you may not have liked, but the WWE. When you talked about the entertainment aspect, John Cena had a show called 5 Questions, and somebody asked John Cena one time, what was the weirdest thing a fan ever did? And he said that one time he was out with the fellas and something didn't set right in his stomach. And he said that he went to the bathroom and a fan took a pen and a notepad and slid it underneath the stall and asked him for his autograph.
Yep.
But I mean, and that's a dynamic. That's a dynamic that you hear in the show when Odell said he feels like a zoo animal because he said you're looking at the lions and you're asking them why aren't they doing lion stuff, and he said one day a fan came up to him and asked him to dance, and he was like, what am I, a show puppet? There's real problems they have. Because I tell you one thing, you ain't gonna roll up on Denzel and ask him can he do training day.
Nah, you don't want that. You don't want them problems. You don't want him to do training day for real. Do you really want that? Nah. Not at all.
Especially if he get into that character.
No, he get in that character. Nah. Not Denzel. Not in that character. No, absolutely not.
But I mean, this show just honestly, just like I said, it brings the worlds together, and it makes you, as you were stating earlier, you see things from their perspective. But again, you guys comment, let us know what you think. We love the fact that you guys tuned in. Make sure Instagram, Twitter, at the Flex Zone 1. If you have any questions, ideas, or possibly want to be a guest, send an email to theflexzone1@gmail.com. But again, most importantly, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Just put in the Flex Zone Podcast. Yes,
the first
Crevonte,
one.
The first one. This is your boy, Andre.
Crevonte.
And as we would always say on the Flex Zone, for my boy Byron, we gone.
Peace.